Traders, in today's short video, I want to talk about something that's very important, that's something that we see a lot. That is overtrading. This is the unfortunate fact that most of us as traders spend way too much time behind the trading desks looking for setups. If you're spending over 6 hours behind the trading desk, if you have a system in place that you're looking for constantly for entries, you're probably putting yourself under a lot of stress that is unnecessary. Also, most of the time if we're day trading, the entries are coming around 1 or 2 hours after the open and then maybe 1 or 2 hours before the close. That's where the volatility is. And as day traders, of course, we want a lot of volatility because it gives us the opportunities that we desire. What happens if we start spending over 5 or 6 hours behind the trading desk each day? First of all, what's going to happen is our decisions are not going to be as clear anymore. And we're also going to fall into a catastrophic trap, which is you're going to feel like you need to do something. If you've sat behind the desk for 2 or 3 hours and you haven't had a setup yet, what's going to happen is, because we've been conditioned in our society today to always feel like we have to be doing something in order to get results, we take that same mindset into trading. Instead of us taking trades based off of our system and following our plan, we are going to feel like we've been sitting behind the desk and we've been doing nothing. When in actual fact, that's not the case, especially when it comes to trading. And so this is going to happen to us, and we are going to take trades that are not high quality. We're going to stop following our plan, and we're going to lack all the discipline that we know is required to be a profitable trader. And so it comes back to that same question we always have to ask ourselves, which is, what would a professional trader do? Every single time we take a trade, this question needs to go through our minds. We have to ask, if I was a professional trader right now, what would I do? Would I take this trade and go through this various check marks from our trading plan? Is it one of the setups that I look for? Have I been overtrading? Am I lacking discipline at this point? Do I feel stressed? These are all questions we need to ask ourselves to make sure that we're not making emotional decisions in our trading. How do we get to the point, and how do we understand if we are spending too much time behind the trading desk? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to begin looking at things more objectively. So if we find ourselves looking behind the charts and we just constantly flipping between the Nasdaq, the S&P, then we're looking at the bonds, then we're looking at the currencies, we may be browsing on the internet, what this is doing is it's creating a boredom inside of us. And this is going to feed us right back to the start, which is, I need to feel like I'm doing something. And if you feel like you haven't been doing anything that day, you're going to take trades that are not there. Overtrading is one of the biggest pitfalls that us as traders fall into. In my opinion, from what we've seen at OneUp Trader, we recommend that traders should not be spending more than 2 hours a day behind the trading desk. A trader needs to accept the fact that they are day trading at this point, and the last thing that we need to be doing is having it in the back of our mind constantly if a specific entry is there, or maybe we're out at the shops and we constantly checking our phone on what the price of the Nasdaq is, and we know that there could be a potential double top forming. All this does is it just adds stress to our lives, and it's never worth it to live our lives in this way. If you're spending less than 2 hours a day behind the trading desk, you're going to feel that your decisions are a lot clearer and you're going to be able to follow your plan a lot more. If you insist on spending more time behind the trading desk, it's highly recommended that you take at least 15-minute breaks every hour, or even 25-minute breaks every hour, where you completely remove yourself from your trading desk, from your cell phone, and you try your best to not think about trading whatsoever in that break. And you could even set an alarm, and then when that alarm goes off, you can get back to the trading desk and you'll be a lot more fresh in this case. This is just a few small tips, traders, on how we can avoid overtrading and falling into that pitfall. Just to summarize, remember something very important. In today's society, like I said earlier, we've been conditioned to feel like we have to constantly be doing something. And if we take that same mentality into trading, it's going to be a tremendous downfall in our trading results and our profitability in the long run. We need to accept the fact that there may not be entries during the day. And if you insist on taking trades, constantly throughout the day, then you need to adjust your plan to a custom for shorter time frames so that you're not going to be sitting and waiting for long periods of time behind trades. But then you also need to remember that the lower you go in the time frames, the less volatility you're actually going to experience in terms of percentage moves. And this means that you're going to have to hold tighter stop losses, tighter profit targets, and this is going to play against you in terms of profitability and general success. Look at yourself, traders, figure out what is going to work for you. Try to spend as little behind the trading desk as possible. Even if that means take one trade per day, that's fine. And when you're not behind the trading desk, try your best to completely forget about trading. Leave it alone. It doesn't matter how much we think about it. It doesn't matter how much it sits in our mind, because that's not going to improve our trading in any way.